Hi guys, this is Ray, professor, and I am going to cover week or chapter 2 in this video, and it is about becoming mindful and setting goals. And so I'm going to try to make this video short and sweet. At the same time, there's a lot of information in it, so I'll be going pretty quickly. Just as a disclaimer, this video is not a substitute for attending class, so it's just to help you get on the right track if you feel like you've missed a lot of time due to technical difficulties or travel difficulties or just because it's 2021, right? So you want to go ahead and click on focus. Wherever you see focus in these modules, click on it because it is information from the textbook, which is what the entire session is based on. So this is becoming mindful setting goals. Click on Focus TV. You can pull up a video that is fun, cheesy, pertinent to the chapter. It's a nice introduction to the chapter. I usually play them in class, but if you missed class, go ahead and click on it for yourself. And this chapter will help you in lots of different ways. This is the panel for every single chapter, how this chapter will relate to you. And so I think the main thing here is being able to set parameters for your goals. All right, so you want to become mindful in your pursuit in academia, mindful of and aware of where you are. You're in academia. You're not in the real world, as I like to say. Academia's not real. It's all theoretical, hypothetical, but it's things. It's you can be applied to the real world, right? We're like on the sideline, on the bench. You're not in the game, but you're here on the sideline, getting prepared to go into the real world. You want to be aware of your existence, being, and this sounds all really super spiritual, right? Your being in the environment that you're in, right? You have to be aware of, how you fit into the environment, how you ecologically coincide with everyone else and everything else in the environment. You don't have to know every single detail, but you want to know, okay, so I affect other people, I affect different processes by what I say and do. So you want to see things in a responsible, wise way. And this may all sound like, oh, just be an adult, but it's kind of a fine line. It's more about considering others and how your actions affect others, and how others can affect your actions. Right. And so we'll see a little bit more of how that relates as we go through this particular slide. So the C factors of heading toward your goal, or C factors of having a dream and turning that into a goal. So you want to be curious about what you are choosing to study. You want to be in control of that. If you're curious, you're going to want to take some level of control, of course. Naturally, that'll just follow. And so that'll help you have a career outlook. You'll be able to look beyond just today, beyond just making it throughout the week, or beyond just making it throughout the semester. You'll say, okay, in 3 years, I want to be here, right? And it's good to map that out. That's what our degree map project is about later in the semester. And of course, that path that you're on is going to be challenging. It's going to challenge you in some way. If it doesn't, then you'll lose curiosity, and the whole pyramid just falls down, right? So hopefully it's challenging to you, but it needs to fit. And we'll talk about how things should fit and should be attainable for you. Give yourself an attitude adjustment. You have toxic people in your life, tell them bye or just don't contact them. It's amazing. People will get the message if you just don't answer their messages. It seems really cruel to do that, but maybe you're thinking, well, they won't like me anymore. It's kind of what you want. You don't want them to like you so much that they're taking away from your academic pursuits, keeping you from achieving your goals. Are these people in your life, are the things that are being said, the things that you are putting into your life, are they helping you go forward toward your goal, toward your dream? If not, you may need to curb them. You may need to cancel them. So these are some things that you should not, that should be outlawed uh, in, in college. People should just not say these things. I'm going to give you two more in addition to these. This is one that you should not say to the professor. It's typical, and it usually happens in crunch time in April and in November, right before finals. But I'm an A student, and so the computer might say something different. Um, and that professor's probably objective. He or she's probably going by what they outline in the syllabus. If they are not, then go ahead and challenge that professor in a kind, respectable, scholarly, academic, professional way. And you may have to go to administration. But they're probably going according to the syllabus, which they briefed you on. So I'm an A student. Second thing, I can't make anything lower than an A. I have to make an A. Don't say that either, because the professor wants you to make an A. He or she wants you to be an A student, but the proof will be in the pudding, of course. And remember, B's make degrees and C's do too. So an A is not all it's cracked up to be. It's nice, but that physician who took your temperature at the hospital, we don't know if they made all A's. We want the physician to, but the people who built, the bridge, the civil engineers, hopefully they did well enough so that the bridge is safe. Right? Okay, so not a great analogy. Sorry about that, but tons of analogies. You don't have to always make an A. So dream big, set goals. Does the goal fit? Is it fitting within the parameters? Is it attainable? Is it feasible? Take ownership of it. Does it mean that just having this goal and taking these classes or being on this path, does someone have to push you over every hurdle? Are you able to go over those hurdles yourself, or at least by your own initiative? It's good to have help, but you want to be taking the initiative and ownership of your progress. Is it a concrete dream? Is it something you can explain to someone, or is it just like, yeah, I want to be like in business, and I want to like sell stuff and become a millionaire. That doesn't mean anything to anyone. It's like, okay, who doesn't? So you want to have parameters, make it something concrete, and you can still become a millionaire by something that's really concrete and explainable. Is it useful to you and to others? All right. If it's only useful to you, you might not get a lot of traction on that. But if it's useful to others, people have needs, and so services abound. And if it's something that can be useful in society, then it's probably something that is good. Of course, it needs to fit your particular skill set. It needs to be something that you're curious about. And it needs to be something that challenges you. It needs to stretch you in your mental capacity, or it needs to be something athletically that stretches you, or something that, if you deal with money, if you're deal with investing or whatever, it needs to challenge you. That way, the curiosity is maintained. Hey, this is Sylvia. There's Sylvia. I'm going to talk about Sylvia in just a second. She has a case. And so we're going to go back to Sylvia's case. And I am going to actually go back to the screen here and show you what you should do to get to Sylvia's case. So of course we are right here, and we click on class notes, chapter 2 class notes. This here is basically a visual for you to follow in class, so that I'm not just a talking head, right? So here we have Sylvia's case study. Above it, we have highlights from the chapter. When you see these highlights that are in PowerPoint form, and they're present in every single module, they're just additional notes, and they're based on the notes from the Focus textbook, the Focus PowerPoints. So you can go through here at your own pace. There might be some YouTube videos embedded. I will tell you on this particular screen, when you go to the Canvas website on your own, that some of these links are broken and they don't work anymore, but the ones that do work are great, so take advantage of them. And what you want to remember for this particular chapter is that goals are something that are time bound, they're measurable, they have parameters, as it says on the screen. So they're realistic, they fit for you. So here's Sylvia's case study, do go through the case study, because when you go through the case study, it gives you an example of what to do and what not to do. These are taken from real college student situations. And most of them are, I believe all of them are from settings, community college settings. All right. So if you have any older siblings, you already know that, okay, you can learn from the mistakes of those who have gone before you. You don't have to repeat them. And if you're an older sibling, you have a harder road because you have to make some of those mistakes on your own. But either way, we can learn from Sylvia's case, and I just clicked on it twice. But let's move on to the questions that you need to answer. We need to read the case study because we want to answer these questions. What do you think? And you want to answer them thoughtfully. 2 sentences. I think it's sufficient. If you need more, try to keep it under 5. Is Sylvia sufficiently motivated to succeed in college? You could say that's a yes or no question. But just like on a talk show, on a late night talk show, we don't want a one-word answer. We don't want a one-word answer. We want you to expound, show your knowledge. We want to see how you write. We want to see what's going on inside your mind concerning this. And for anything to go on inside your mind, you have to read the case study, right? And because professors make the curriculum and we know what it's about, we know if you've read it or not. So show us. This is your time to show off. Why or why not? So a bad answer would be yes, because she is a good student. That's a bad answer. A better answer would be Sylvia seems like she is a motivated student based on the decisions that she made, which are A, B, and C decisions. I think she is a good student, a motivated student, because X, Y, and Z. And so, of course, I won't give the answers out there. I'll tell you that Sylvia has some things to deal with, and she could use some good advice. I'll just say that much. So you do want to do your plans for change. These are the 2 assignments that you want to submit for every single chapter. So in 1 week, there are 4. It's quite a bit. So you do want to space out your time so you can actually submit those on time every Monday. So do review this material on your own at your own pace. This is not a substitute for class, even though this video is longer than I want it to be. You do want to take time out to study on your own, and you will feel caught up. It doesn't take a lot of time. It just takes some getting familiar with the material. Be sure to submit your assignments, and I really do hope to see you guys in class. Take care.